What's good, everybody? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know who it is. This is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. Hey guys, another special Wednesday episode, December 22nd, and this is the first band I've had in the podcast that has been on not once, not twice, not three times, but four times. If you're looking at the video, you see my sweatshirt. You know it's Kingdom Collapse. You know Jonathan Norris is back. But before we get in the interview, I want to thank our sponsors first, Phoenix Fitness. Yes, the holidays are here, but New Year's is coming up, and a lot of people with their New Year's resolutions, they want to get in shape. They want to get healthy, so they get back in the gym and lift weights like Arnold, yeah. Or they run, or swim, or bike, or, hit the rowing machine, or hit the Stairmaster, we're gonna climb, hoo, to get in shape, and it's a totally great thing to do. Trust me, I'm in the gym all the time. But what are you gonna do afterwards? How are you gonna recover? How are you gonna prepare for the next workout? And how are you gonna make sure that you're ready to go and your body is recovering properly? That's where Phoenix Fitness comes in with different supplements to help you achieve your fitness goals. So when it comes to pre-workouts, they have those both stim and stim free. You think I use the stuff that has all the stimulants in it? No, because my body doesn't need it, because I'm already crazy enough as it is, as you can see from these interviews. Or they have different B-sleep recovery compounds, proteins for your morning after workout and nighttime. They also have different creatines, natural testosterone boosters, multivitamins, literally anything you might need to achieve your fitness goals. Phoenix Fitness has for you. Our listeners get 15% off using the code MSOTD at fnx.com. Link description below. Thank you, Phoenix Fitness. Now on to our second sponsor, which is Custom Debuts. So you guys know all the cool stuff on the walls. Again, flag, got the skate decks. There are posters up all over, above my desk. And what Custom Debuts does is they let you create a custom poster for the music lover in you and a friend that might be a music lover as well. Well, if you want to give one as a gift, go for it. So what they do is they take a band that you like and you give them either an album or a song from that band. If you give them a song, they'll create a custom poster with the lyrics of that song in some sort of format. If it is an album, one sec. Sorry about that. I had a little sneeze there. But you can request, a band and album, and they will give the album artwork to you, any band, any album, and they will put the track listing on this poster and make it any way that you want. They will send you a proof within 48 hours of confirming it. You can make as many edits as possible, and you can get them printed on normal poster paper, or you can get them printed as a canvas print or as an aluminum print. How cool is that? So if you want to go for that, customize for the music lover in yourself and for the one in your life, you can do that. Our listeners get 10% off at customdebuts.com using the code CPP10 at checkout. Link description below. Now, on to our interview with Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse. Jonathan was my second ever interview. I've had him on June 2019, December 2019. He was my first ever video interview, and December of 2020. Now December 2021, and every year I've talked to him. Every year I've been following the band. They have just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger with all the hard work. And 2021 took them to new levels with getting their song Unbreakable to be featured on the Big Guns Countdown and hit number one week. They got the support of Jose Mangan from Sirius XM Octane. And the biggest thing of all from this year, they got added on to the Danny Presents Festival, Welcome to Rockville, a week and a half before the festival happened. So we talk about how this all went down, how it all affected the band for the positive, of course, because how can this not be for the positive? And just really dive deep into everything that is making Collapse what they are to this day and how this momentum and how this wave is going to be continuing on into 2022. Are you guys ready? Enough with me talking. Well, please welcome Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse. Let's go! Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. This man that I have right now was my second ever guest on the Chord Progression Podcast back in the middle of 2019. It is 2.5 years later. I've had him on at the end of every single year, 2019, 2020, and now 2021. And let me tell you, his band, Kingdom Collapse, has been consistently growing to new heights literally every freaking year. And 2021, this is the biggest growth they have had yet, and we're here to talk all about it. So please, everyone, give Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse a huge welcome. So Jonathan, it's not welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast for you. It's always welcome back, my friend.
Yes, dude. Excited to be back, man. It's always fun.
Dude, it's always fun to have you on, and I mean, I would ask you how you're doing, but I'm pretty sure after what's been going on with Kingdom Collapse this whole entire year, the answer has to be pretty fucking good.
Oh, dude. Like, yeah. So, the year kicked off. We signed with our booking agent, not a label or anything, but we started working with our booking agent, Imran, at Dynamic Talent International. And he's been working alongside us, making some opportunities happen on the touring end, the festival end, and has been delivering and on that. And then, Unbreakable came out in June, and that really helped give him some ammo. Unbreakable was doing so well and gave him some ammo, and then, hit the ground running. In the fall has turned out to be a huge touring, success that I didn't really know what this year held as far as touring, just because last year was so shitty, right? But yeah, I mean, it's really turned out to be an amazing year with everything, with radio, with touring, with everything with the band, the whole business. So
absolutely, it has to have been, because with the release of Unbreakable, I mean, right now we're recording this, Sirius XM Octane is doing their Big Uns countdown list for the year, and fans can vote on it. Unbreakable is on that list, and I've, again, been following you guys because of this. Right in November, I actually got to talk with Joey Varela from Varsity, and you guys were touring with them. It's like, okay, you're touring with Joey. This is fucking awesome. I got to talk about this. I'm almost dead certain I wore this same sweatshirt, your sweatshirt on that podcast. It's like, hey, why the hell not? And then, I mean, the biggest thing I think that could have happened was middle of November. I'm just online, and all of a sudden I see that Kingdom Collapse gets added to the 2021 lineup for Welcome to Rockville. When I saw that, I mean, I literally just thought, there is no fucking way. Like, this can't be real. Like, someone pinch me or something. Is this real? I'm seeing you post about it. I'm seeing the band post about it. I'm seeing Imran post about it. I'm seeing Joe Alfano post about it. I'm like, okay, this is definitely real, and this is so damn cool.
Dude, yeah, like, so a week out from that festival, literally a week out, or maybe like 9 days out, right? It was a Wednesday. I remember this. I wake up to my phone buzzing and going off at like 6 a.m, right? And it was from Imran. And I'm like, this has got to be good. Like, this never happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see a text from him. He's like, wake up right now. Like, he's like, we got Welcome to Rockville. And so I call him, like, what? Like, I was still half asleep. I was like, no way. I was already yelling, though. I was already like, what? And I looked on the flyer, and I'm like, I see 2 headlining nights of Metallica, Disturbed, Leonard Skinner, like all this stuff. I'm like, no way, dude. And sure enough, like, I mean, we played a really good time slot. It was that Saturday. We got the 3:30 time slot. We were the only band that was added. Like, they literally made a poster like, blah, 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 blah. Here's all the updates. And we're excited to announce that we have added Kingdom Collapse to the lineup. Like, I saw that and I'm like, wow, like, things are getting real. You know what I mean? And we played, I mean, just the whole thing was very surreal. We show up and it's the Daytona Speedway. It's like, and then so we're in our van and trailer, like on the track, driving around, like to go in the gates. Like, we're being escorted to the festival grounds that are right in the middle inside the track. And it was insane. Like, so we go over there, we show up, we pull up to the stage that we're at. I think Guar was sound checking. And then we go, they take us to the dressing rooms, and we're like right next door to Sick Puppies. And then you got like Lamb of God right over there, Atreyu, Asking Alexandria. And it's like, dude, this is so cool. You know what I mean? And played. There were people with Kingdom Collapse shirts out there, dude, last minute. Like, that means they were already going to Rockville regardless of us, at that point. But, still seeing fans of ours showing up, and like, it was just a sea of people, dude. It was amazing. It was crazy, dude. Like, yeah.
Dude, so that is absolutely nuts. And the fact that you're seeing Kingdom Collapse shirts out there when, again, you guys got added, 9-10 days before the festival even started.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
that festival had sold out for quite a while. So people that were coming to that festival, like they already knew who you guys were. So they were bringing the shirts out. Hell, I went to go see the Atreyu tour that was happening, late November, all throughout December in
Yeah.
Belvedere, Illinois on December 3rd. And when I got there, like Saul was playing, I'm like, okay, this is fucking awesome. Literally, as I walk in, I'm standing next to two people. One person's wearing a King Collapse shirt. One person's wearing the sweatshirt. I'm just like, oh, fucking right, man. This is awesome. Yeah,
dude, it's spreading. It's unbelievable, dude. Like, I can't believe it. Sometimes, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But then other days, I'm like, dude, this is incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, just the fact that I'm like, people up here are still getting to like know you guys, and people are starting to wear the stuff. I'm like, this is so damn cool. Like, I can't believe this. And that, but also, I mean, focusing more, I've started out focusing on the Welcome to Rockville thing, because with it being, an absolute major festival happening in 2021, and you guys being added onto it. The only band that was added on going into Welcome to Rockville after the whole entire lineup was pretty much announced.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge freaking deal with how many people are going to be there. Again, because we went through the first half of 2021 with basically no shows, and we had gotten some festivals, but we hadn't gotten every single festival back, and that was going to be the last big music festival for 2021. People's last chance to go out and actually go do this before, the new year hits, and you guys got added to that show.
Dude, we were so stoked, and like, that's an opportunity that, was definitely, I don't want to say bucket list, but that was a huge goal, in our careers. Like, the Danny Wimmer festivals, they do a great job with all of the, the festivals they do across the whole country, and they're at a certain caliber, So the fact that door open was a huge blessing, and a huge breakthrough. And, we're really appreciative of that. The whole team over there was really nice and easy to work with.
I mean, that's what you want in a festival, is to have people that are going to be easy to work with. It's going to be just a very good experience to have. And I mean, that's why when it comes to Dan Wimmers Presents festivals, you see them continually happen. I mean, Louder Than Life, I think, has been considered the biggest rock music festival in the United States for the past couple of years. You still have Incarceration, which is a huge one. Welcome to Rockville, Aftershock. I know I'm probably missing some in there like that they may have canceled, like Sonic Temple, Epicenter. They used to do Northern Invasion. They used to do a lot of them, or Rock on the Range. Like, they used to do a lot of I think there was Rock on the Range. I don't remember. But they used to do a lot of them.
All the big ones, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, still, when it comes to like the ones you think of, the absolute big ones that people really want to go to, a lot of it all revolves around the ones that Danner Presents is putting on, because, again, the quality of festival, from the bands, the amenities, the experience, and that the fans are going to end up the time the fans are going to end up having. The time the fans are going to end up having. There I go, already mess them up. It's already expected, so people are going to want to show. People will give out good money to go and go to these festivals. So
it's a great experience.
Yeah, just being the band that gets added to that, I mean, come on. That is just like, that speaks volumes for you guys.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're stoked. I mean, the fact that came through in 2021 was big, considering, like I said, who really knew what 2021 would unfold to be like. So we're excited for 2022, and we'll see what it holds. But that was a huge door that opened. So,
well, I mean, you guys had a pretty good setup with that in 2020. Like, again, like the runway lead into it with the success of that Uprise had, specifically on Sirius XM Octane. Yeah. And then you guys released Unbreakable this year as well. And like I said, it's ending up on the Big Guns countdown for the end of the year, and people are voting on it as a pick. And we were talking just a little bit before the podcast, but I want to dive deep in that so everyone gets a little bit of perspective around that, with the release of Unbreakable, and then how it basically became this song that was an absolute Octane darling for the second half of 2021.
Oh yeah, dude. And like, that has a story behind it too. Like, it's just crazy how things have happened. Like, so basically the song came out June 18th, right? But when we announced that we partnered with Imran for our booking agency, the press release went out to you know, 3,000 plus contacts that our publicists sent out, one of which being Jose Mangan, right? Well, Jose Mangan gets back. He emails back 2 weeks later after the thing. 2 weeks later. So it was like, dang. And he says, hey, any chance I can get the full song, like, to check out for Octane consideration? And we're like, hell yeah, you can. So we send it over, and it was game over after that. Like, you know, he dug it, and they really got behind it and pushed it. And next thing you know, it's premiering on Test Drive the night before it came out. And dude, like, we were blown away because we had never gotten Biggins before with any other singles. Like, Uprise was on the survey once, and all that, but we never got Biggins before. So next thing you know, it was on the survey. Then we took that to the KC Army, and we're like, let's make some noise. Let's get those votes in. Let's get those tweets out there. Like, that's the two things they look at, right? And next thing you know, it's on Biggins. And then next thing you know, it's on Biggins again. Then you fast forward, and it's almost 3 months on Biggins. Then it drops off 1 week, and I feel like it was a bit of like a PR stunt or something, because it's like, let's piss off Kingdom Collapse fans, get them riled up, get them talking, right? Next week, because of everyone that we rallied up, we're like, no, we're not having it. Let's take this thing, let's get it back on Biggins. Like, get the votes in, vote, like, check your email. Do you have, you know, the survey or whatever? We got everybody talking, and we took that thing to number one. Number one on Biggins, man. And so that was 3 months on Biggins, went to number one, independent. You know, so like, we're really proud of that. We're really thankful of the support that the Kingdom Collapse Army and all of our fans have been showing us. That's essentially our label. Between our following, our fan base, and Octane, that's kind of who we view as our label, and our agent, you know. But everything we handle is, you know, from merch to funding everything, to tour managing, to, you know, producing, to blah blah blah. It's us. So these wins, these small victories, you know, big and small, any victory is always a big thing. It's a big thing to celebrate for us, and we're always proud of it and excited. So
it's a big thing, and it's a well-earned victory as well, because we, like, a lot of people know that King Collapse is a fully independent band pretty much through and through. And when it comes to getting on Octane, when it comes to, you know, getting that consistent play, of course, there is a good amount of politics that are involved in that. However, the fact that when it comes to, you guys have some of the greatest, you know, marketing teams and publicists in the world, which is people talking about your music and people constantly requesting it, because it's word of mouth. We're not getting it in the form of a press release. We're not getting the form of just like a sponsored content story. What we're getting your music from is, we're getting it from, you know, Jose on Sirius XM Octane pushing the song because he absolutely loves the song. And a lot of people are going to take what he, you know, thinks, because he's the ambassador of metal. Yeah, he's the ambassador of metal. So everyone that listens to Sirius XM Octane likes to listen to Jose. It's like, okay, if Jose's really get behind a song, it's, you know, you might not exactly have the same taste as he does or not, but you're going to end up checking it out. And then with the KC Army,
you're going to know about it.
Yeah. And with the KC Army, so yeah, it keeps growing and growing, even on the Sirius XM Octane fan page on Facebook with Joe Alfano. Again, shout out to Joe Alfano. Good dude, my man.
Joe.
It's how many people are on there as well that are not on the KC Army page, but also are doing the exact same thing. It's just, there are so many people, and word of mouth is the best marketing, because if you have a close connection to that person, they're like, you got to check out this song. Okay, I'm going to want to check out that song because you're my friend. I like you. I like your taste in music. You know my taste in music. So I'm more likely to check it out if you like suggest to me than if all of a sudden I see it like in an email press release.
Right. Exactly. Sorry, someone was calling me. It cut out. Yeah, dude. Like, it's crazy how the word of mouth thing just like snowballs over time. Like, you know, sometimes you have to keep throwing it out there and coming back to Octane, coming back to radio, coming back to, these different music groups or whatever. But at some point, it really starts sticking. And I think we saw Unbreakable, start to stick, this year. Like it was amazing.
I'll say you definitely got it to stick. I mean, again, you had it on the Big Guns list for 3 months and it drops off, and then everyone's just like, okay, we got to get this back on here. You bring it up, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the next week, it's number one on that list because people constantly requesting on Twitter, people constantly requesting on Facebook, messaging every single DJ. It's like, oh, come on, Jose, play Unbreakable. We know you like it. Or,
dude,
oh, please, Lord Grant Random, please do it.
The whole Kingdom Collapse army was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it was funny. But it, like, we're definitely fortunate to have that backing behind us with our fan base and the belief that Octane has in our songs and our music. The songwriting is something that we definitely really prioritize and that we take very seriously. And I think that's where it should always start. A lot of bands get a little giddy on, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to tour, I want to blah, blah, blah. But you have to have music that people connect with. You have to have songs that people connect with. And then they have to connect to it to want to stream it, to want to view it, to want to go to the show, to want to go to anything. So it starts with the music. It starts with the song, So that's kind of what we take pride in first before anything else. And then we know, hey, you have a solid song, you have a solid single, solid album, whatever, then you can do a lot with that.
Oh, yeah, and you have to build off of that as well. But I think another big reason why someone like, I'm going to bring up Jose as the example. I think a big reason why Jose really gets behind the band is because when you think about musicians, nothing comes easy. And when it comes to you guys being fully independent, it's just the amount of sheer hard work that comes in every single aspect, from songwriting, from making songs, producing, marketing these, and getting your name out there, and touring, just doing everything, setting that up on a more independent side. It's the sheer hard work behind it that I think really has a lot of people, attaching to it, because I'm going to be honest, consistently a lot of people that like the, hard rock, heavy metal music, when it comes to working, we work hard all the fucking time. Dude, so if we're going to work hard and we want to if we see that reciprocity in a band that we like, in the music that we like, and we see the positive outcome it has, hell yeah, we're going to latch onto it. So I think someone like Jose can easily, see himself in Kingdom Collapse music because of the way that it's built and because of the way that the band operates. And then all of a sudden, he's vying for the band. We get a chance to listen to it. Next thing you know, we're connecting with it the exact same way, and we're doing the same thing. Hell, the Kingdom Collapse Army is doing that, tenfold right now.
Yes, absolutely. Yes to all that. I mean, the whole thing is like we it's like blood, sweat, and tears. Like, everything that's happened is because we're making it happen. It's not a label making it happen. It's not an investor making it happen or anything like that. Where that's the case for 90% of bands that do stuff. But the thing is, like, when you see those doors open, when you see these opportunities start to happen, this fan base start to grow, and it just makes it so much more fulfilling, and like, all that hard work wasn't for nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just it fuels us. Like, the fact that everything has grown to what it's become fuels us. So the independent thing, the hard work doesn't seem hard. Like, it's like, this is amazing. Like, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes to the podcast, well, it's like the bands that I end up really connecting with the most and remembering the most are, like, I do like talking to some of the bigger bands as well, because sometimes I have some incredible conversations with them. But it's the bands that are, emerging, rising, and have consistently been putting in all the hard work to get to that point and are constantly trying and making it happen for themselves. Those are the ones I connect with the most and have the best conversations with, because with the podcast, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'm a one-man show here. So if it's gonna work, I got to put in every little bit of work that I possibly can. So that's why when it comes to the podcast, I love talking to you. I love talking to Joey Varela from Varsity because he's the exact same way. Or the band First and Forever. They're the exact same way as well. I
Yep.
love talking to all three guys and a lot of other bands as well. I just bringing up you guys specifically because whenever I remember thinking of hard work, it's just like in different facets too and how it's being done. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. These, like, you guys just do not stop. And you guys are not stopping. It's not just stopping work and hard work, but the quality is consistently at such a high level to where, again, like you guys, with Unbreakable being huge on Octane, seeing the response it gets, it's all attributed to that hard work. Same thing with Joey Varela and Varsity with what's going to be with their new album when they release the Cloud City EP, and you guys touring together. I'm like, this just makes sense. When I saw you guys in that tour together, I'm like, why can't you guys come closer to me? Because that is a tour I want to fucking see.
Yeah, it was a quick little run, but it's also a time of the year that's kind of slowing down. But in the new year, we actually confirmed a tour today. I can't say with who, but we confirmed one that is hitting a lot of markets that we have never hit. So I don't know what that, I can't say what that means. Well, I could tell you off the air after the interview, but I can't say it publicly yet.
Fair enough. I'm not going to push you to say it publicly because I get the whole entire aspect of it. If you just confirmed it today, wait for the release to come out. All I know is that when that tour ends up being announced and when that drops, I just got to basically go to whatever venue I'm going to be able to go to and just say, take my money, please.
Yeah, dude. One of the bands on the tour also had a #1 big in the last couple months. But they're all Octane bands. It's us and 3 other Octane bands. So
is this going to be like another version of the Octane Accelerator tour then?
No, I don't think it's any kind of official Octane tour, but it is all Octane bands.
It could essentially be labeled the unofficial Octane Accelerator tour.
Right. Might as well be the Big In tour. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It easily could be that. But then again, I always put in quotes the unofficial because that kind of makes it a little bit funner in a way. I mean, at least from my perspective. But I'm not going to lie. There have been so many tours dropping for 2022. And I'm just seeing them just like, I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. It feels like every single day when these tours are dropping. Now you tell me this. I'm just thinking, oh my God. I just hope to God that I'm already going to another show like that day because that would be terrible and I have to make a decision. I have to sell that ticket to go see you guys, which I would. So I'm like, I just hope that I just hope everything works out to the point where it's like, you know what? Even if I have to travel 2 hours on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night to go see you guys play, you better well believe that I'm gonna do it.
Dude, it's gonna be great, man.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
On top of that, I mean, I do want to jump a little more into Welcome to Rockville as well, specifically the experience portion of it, because we talked about kind of like how you got there and kind of like, getting to that and seeing kind of all the cool stuff was going around. But when you guys got there to, I know you guys end up connecting with Jose and getting up on stage, playing that show. I mean, what was all of that like for everyone? Because I know the Kingdom Collapse artists probably like, what if they weren't at that show? It's like, what actually happened during that time when you were there? It's like, we need to know, Jonathan. We need to know.
Dude. Okay. So like I said, when we got to the Daytona Speedway, we're in our van and trailer going around the track, on the actual NASCAR track, we're like, what are we doing? And we have a little escort truck in front of us going like 15 miles per hour. And we're like going like super slow. But then we pull in, we get to the stage, Guar sound checking, blah, blah, blah. But basically, we play around like 3:30. Then after that, it's crazy. This kind of just happened naturally. We walked into the media building where everyone has all the interviews going, blah, 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 unscheduled or whatever. We go in there and we immediately, I see Shannon Guns over in the corner talking to somebody, and she got up and she's like, and y'all are Kingdom Collapse. And I'm like, or we're all like, yep, that's us. And then we end up meeting C-Babs, and then I go use the restroom. I come back and it's, program director from Octane, and then as well as Jose. We're all in the circle with the band, and I'm like, what? It's like, what's up, dude? And he's like, yeah, we're going to try to squeeze you in for an interview. And we're like, hell yeah, we're down. Whatever you need from us. And about 5 minutes later, he's like, Kingdom Collapse, come on back. And so we go to the Octane interview room, and we do the interview with him, which is still yet to air. I don't know when exactly it's going to air, but we did the interview with him, and it was a blast, dude. Like we were talking about just the upcoming year, how everything's been, throughout Unbreakable, the independent thing. It was incredible.
Dude, that is absolutely incredible, especially the fact that you walk into the media building basically unscheduled, and all of a sudden here's all the Octane DJs coming up like, it's Kingdom Collapse. Okay, we got to go say hi. We got to squeeze them in for an interview somewhere down the line. And then all throughout like Thanksgiving week, they were doing the whole entire Welcome to Rockville coverage on Octane. And I kept seeing stuff from the Kingdom Collapse. It's like, okay, when's Unbreakable going to be played during their live coverage? When's this going to happen? When's this going to happen? Everyone was just talking on that thing. And I'm just
they played the live version, the live at Rockville version on Octane a couple times. And it was so cool because I gave a shout out before that one, the whole Biggins thing. I told him, I'm like, do we have any Sirius XM Octane listeners? This next song spent 12 weeks on the Biggins countdown, went to number 1 last month, blah, blah, blah. And everyone, like, it's like a light bulb went off in their head. They're like, oh, Unbreakable, that's this band. You know what I mean? Then they're like, woo! And like, when we played Unbreakable, put your fist up, and I saw everybody singing along to that part. And I was like, dude, they know Unbreakable, man. So it was incredible just also being able to hear that played back, even like the intro before the song, like where I said all that. They played that on Octane.
They did?
They played, yeah. I'll have to post it. But yeah, they played that on Octane with the whole Biggins intro and everything. So
was that part of the intro that you got? Because I think you might have. So I don't think someone might have posted part of that intro on Facebook where it was. I think did that intro start out where you were talking about like this was not done with like a label. This was not done with anything like crazy. This is all made because of hard work and dedication. Was that the intro to Unbreakable, or was that a different?
That part? Was during the same set, but that was earlier in the set. So that was part of the rants, but that wasn't right there before Unbreakable. Yeah, dude, but it was just awesome just being able to let the whole Rockville world know, hey, we're an independent band. We're not here because somebody's paid to just throw us on. We're here because we made an impression in the rock world, and we're finally here and we're ready for it. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, it was an incredible day. It was an incredible show. That I could get used to that.
Oh, very easily. I even had some friends that were down there that I met at Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and they were asking me, it's like, hey, we're going down to Welcome Rockville. Are there any bands that, we should check out that we might not know? And there was always like 2 or 3 names I was giving out there. I'm like, okay, number 1, you have to go see the band name. You have to go see Kingdom Collapse. Trust me on this one, guys. You're not going to miss out. And they're like, well, who's the other one? And I'm like, well, I'm also friends with the guys in a Void, so go see them. So I was like, go see those 2 guys, and you guys are not going to regret it. Everyone throughout the rest of the weekend, whenever you guys' set got done, I was getting messages left and right like, thanks for the recommendation. We're listening to more now. I'm like, let's go. That was for both you guys. I'm just like, let's go, everybody. Woo!
Yes. Yeah, dude. It's awesome to just see how things are spreading like they are now.
And again, it's well deserved because you take a look at what happened with Uprise, take a look at what happened with Unbreakable, and a lot of it is it's a fresh sound, but it's something that, especially for a lot of people that like a lot more of that like hard rock alt metal style, it's fresh, but it's also nostalgic in a way where they can still kind of relate to it with other bands that they liked, especially go like 10, 15 years ago. I mean, when I listen to you guys, I'm thinking like, okay, this is like Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Skillet, like all rolled into one with the greatness of all of them. Like this is no wonder why people are getting behind this. No wonder why Jose is getting behind this, because it just is so consistently good. It's fresh, but it also still has those nostalgic feelings of those couple of bands from back, like, I think 2006. Like, all three of those, I'm like, the best of when they were. It's like, this is where it is, and it's all come together. And if you want to bring all three of those, you throw them in a pot, and the best comes out of there. All of a sudden, you get Kingdom Collapse.
Boom, dude. Yeah, man. That's the thing, is like, we're straightforward, a hard rock band or whatever, but we're kind of carrying the torch of a lot of that sound that a lot of rock people crave. You know what I mean? Like, there's no gimmicks with us. There's no, and we're just being ourselves.
And just by being yourselves, I mean, you're seen just by being yourselves, by being as dedicated to the music as you are, as being as dedicated to the craft that you are, and just really making this happen with all the hard work and determination you guys are. Again, you're seeing what happened in 2021, where the beginning of the year, we didn't even know when the hell concerts were even going to come back. I knew you guys had some scheduled, and everyone's like, well, we're not sure what's going on here because of the whole COVID situation. All of a sudden, July hits, and it's like, okay, we got these full string of shows. We're ready to roll. And then by the time the end of the year hits, you guys had gone on a couple of small tours. You guys did the tour with Varsity. You guys hit Welcome to Rockville. Unbreakable hits #1, the Big Guns Countdown 1 week. It's just, this is nuts. And it's just from where the unknown of January 1st, 2021 versus everything that's happened up to this point. It's just
in 2021.
Yeah.
Still in it's so much uncertainty and tour cancellations. That's when we got our tours. It's like, dude, like, what? And then Rockville is like, I wouldn't have expected a Danny Wimmer festival in 2021. But look how it turned out. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I've said that a million times, but dude, it really is.
Well, because when the whole entire festival thing was starting, one of the first ones that happened was Rockfest here in Wisconsin. I went to that one. I was kind of nervous. I'm just like, I hope this goes well, because if this doesn't go well, then the festivals are happening in like September, October, November might not go on. It's like, we're kind of like, the guinea pig in all of this. So my whole thought process was, you better make sure this festival goes smoothly. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. After 4 days, I'm like, oh yeah, everything's happening now. It's like, this was as smoothly run as possible. There were no issues. It's like, okay, if a band had to drop off due to like, any sort of issue with COVID or just any other issue that might come up, it wasn't anything that was dealt with like, oh my God, we have to cancel the whole entire thing. No, it was just quickly dealt with. And the show went on, and everyone had one hell of a time. So that you go to all these other festivals, like the Daniel Presents ones. It's like they saw that. It's like, okay, this is a full go. We're doing this, and then you're seeing everything that happened afterwards.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. And yeah, it was. Some of the other festivals, like, I think, were a little bit of a train wreck, but the fact that it's like, Danny Wimmer comes through and just kills it.
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes to some festivals might potentially be an absolute train wreck, I'm just going to say this. I'm well aware, and I agree.
Yeah.
Because I was at one of those.
Yeah. I think next year will, won't be a mess like this year with COVID or whatever.
Well, I think, again, because when it comes to the entire COVID situation, by the time we hit 2022, we're almost going to be 2 full years into dealing with it. And when it comes to just, okay, we've got the defense against it. That's just whatever. I mean, I'm not going to go on the whole entire issue with vaccines or anything and the test. Right. But basically, it's something where it's not as big of an issue as it was throughout all of 2020, or when, from March of 2020 to the end of the year, even the first half of 2021, it's not nearly as big of an issue, where you're seeing tours happen consistently. You're seeing festivals happen consistently. So when you're seeing bands go out on tour, you have more of this comfort level to know that these shows are actually going to happen.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Things are coming back, and 2022 is going to be a great year. It's going to be great. Especially coming out of the last two.
I was going to say, because coming out, during the pandemic year of 2020, especially with how Uprise when it was, we saw the growth of the band. And now in 2021, when tours came back, we saw the growth of the band once again to a whole completely different level. So I got to ask you this question, man. You've seen the growth in 2020. You've seen the growth in 2021. How are we going to make sure Kingdom Collapse continues its growth in 2022? What's the plan for 2022 tentatively? Because I know things can always change, but what can we kind of expect from Kingdom Collapse in 2022 teaser style?
Yeah, 2022 is the year of our first full album dropping. So, that will ramp into that with the next single. We'll start the pre-orders for that, and all the touring and radio and charting and streaming and music videos and everything, festivals, dude, it is going to be a big year for the band. Like I said, 2022, with the full album and everything we've already been doing on top of it, more tours, really like the touring of just this last quarter of the year has really given us a lot of momentum. So going into 2022, where all 12 months are touring based, you know what I mean? With a hot album, with an album that's current and relevant and everything too. Like, it's going to be an exciting time. So
in 2022, what we can expect is that first full-length Kingdom Collapse album, and we can also expect, really the full-on. Like with Welcome to Rockville with Octane, there's a lot of people that already know who you are. But when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to really hitting on like a lot of that, mainstream rock success, like not only just Octane picking you up, but everyone's local rock radio stations picking up Kingdom Collapse. You guys are going to be touring, so people are going to end up seeing you. People are going to end up getting to know you, especially with some of these tours that you're going to potentially go on, like the one you just mentioned that you just booked the day we're shooting this, which we're not giving any other information out of the fact that Kingdom Collapse has a tour coming up. That's it right now. You'll find out later when everything else gets announced. But there's even, that's just, potentially for the first part of 2022. We've got a whole festival slate going on that we don't know exactly what festivals you guys are going to be at, but especially after Welcome to Rockville, I feel like at least one or two Daniel Norris Events festivals are going to end up picking you up based on the reception that you guys had at Rockville, and just also the push of Sirius XM Octane, specifically, going to throw them out there again, specifically because of Jose.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's going to be a big year. 2021 has been amazing, but having a full year of touring coming back and everything like that, it's just going to blow the roof off. It's all been leading up to this, so it's going to be great.
If you guys just keep working on that hard work, dedication like you have been, and with a brand new album coming out in 2022 with a lot more touring going on, I don't see this momentum, diluting anytime soon. I just see it increasing and increasing.
No, like we have a schedule for the next, we have a long-term schedule. We always look big picture, to where, it's always something. We always have this after this, after this, after this. And we're always working. We're always thinking, like, we never get comfortable, and we never get satisfied with just doing one thing and being like, oh, well, we did that. It's like, no, okay, next one, let's go. Another single, like, let's beat that one. Like, let's do better with the next one. Let's keep going. So that's what you'll continue to see from us, as long as, we're going to release this album fully independent. Like, this album is going to be distributed and everything by us. So, it's going to be big.
Oh, we know it's going to be big, and you guys are going to, push this album out there independently, and you're going to see, again, people like Jose, Shannon Guns, C-Babs, they're going to end up pushing it. The KC Army, the Sirius XM Octane fan group, they're going to end up pushing it, and you damn well know that I'm going to help push that thing as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not going to stop. Well, man, because I know we got a hard stop time coming up real soon, so at the end of the podcast, you know me, man. I like to give you a chance to say anything you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug, promote whatever you want to promote at the end of the episode. So, Jonathan, floor is yours, bud.
Dude, I want to thank, first off, the KC Army. I want to thank Jose Mangan and everybody at Octane, Danny Wimmer, Gary Spivak, Danny Hayes, everyone at the Danny Wimmer Presents crew. Obviously, Kevin, always kicking ass, having me back on the podcast for what, the fourth time now?
This is the fourth time.
Fourth time. Joe Alfano, head of the KC Army fan group. Imran, our booking agent. Shauna, our publicist. Steven, our radio guy. Dude, I think that's everybody, man. Yeah, dude.
So that might be everybody. So I know when this one comes out, I know every single time I'm gonna tag Danny Wimmer people. I'm gonna tag Jose. I'm just tagging everybody, throwing the episode in the KC Army group, throwing it Sirius XM Octane group. I'm just gonna put it everywhere. And again, shout out to everybody that Jonathan just shout out, because you guys have also helped Kingdom Collapse reach this goal. And just again, keep it up, because next thing you know, this band, they're gonna be going on a not just like a supporting run nationwide. No. Pretty soon, it's going to be a headlining tour nationwide. You're going to see it happen, man. You're going to see it happen.
Oh, boom, dude.
So on that note, let me end this podcast with 3 very separate things. First things first. We got a lot of great stuff coming up with Kingdom Collapse. Again, like you said, new album. A tour you guys just booked, and everything cool coming up in 2022. You're not going to miss out on anything with it. So you're going to want to follow the band, again, on all social media platforms. You're going to want to join the KC Army group on Facebook. You're going to want to watch those music videos. You're going to want to stream their music, download their music, buy their music, buy some merch. And if you're already a part of all those groups and a part of all those, followings of them online and social media, first off, I'm pretty sure let's just all say this and give you a big thank you. But if you're not, take a look at the description of the podcast. You're going to see links and labels for everything Kingdom Collapse, including the Kingdom Collapse Army group page. So you can follow along with everything. You can join the group, and you can become a part of all of this. And I'm making it as easy as possible on you guys. It's going to be one click, one stop shop. I do all the legwork. All you have to do is click.
Oh.
And again, I'm pretty sure you know where the second part of this is going, because I'm pretty sure I owe you at least 2 of these now. But next time I get to see you live, first 2 rounds on me.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, and I'm paying up on that in 2022. So, Jonathan, this is definitely not goodbye for a good number of reasons. Reason number 1, I am going to be seeing you guys live in 2022. I am making sure it happens, because I am paying up on those debts happily. Second thing is, this is not going to be the last time you're on the podcast. This is your 4th time on the podcast. I think as of this moment, you and one other group have been on the podcast 4 times. There's only been 2 groups that have done it, and I am still ecstatic about that. So,
dude, yes, man. I'm always down.
So, I'll say this: the next podcast we'll do is in 2022. It might be at the end of the year, or it'll be right before the album comes out. It'll be one of the 2, or it might be both. You never know. But we're gonna do one in 2022 for sure. So
we'll figure it out. Yep, in the first half of 2022 for sure.
Hell yeah. So that means this is nowhere near goodbye. Hell no, man. You know how it is. It's see you later.
Hell yeah.
Well, folks, that was my interview with Jonathan Norris of the band Kingdom Collapse. Again, I want to thank Jonathan for being on the podcast. The first 4-time guest to the podcast. Next week, we have GFM on the podcast. Well, and they're the second 4-time guests on the podcast. Gotta love it, guys. Gotta love it. When it comes to Kingdom Collapse, though, be sure to follow them on everywhere on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Become a member of the Kingdom Collapse Army, which, you're going to find all the great stuff Kingdom Collapse there. They interact with everybody on that platform. Check out them online. Buy some merch, download their music, buy their music, stream their music, whatever it might be. Look scripts of the podcast. All the links to them will be there. Also, please follow us on the Chord Progression Podcast if you're not doing so. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where you can watch the interviews, and subscribe to us on Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon just for the audio streams. If you're already subscribed and liking our stuff, I want to give you a gigantic thank you. I want to give you guys a gigantic thank you. If you're not, I'm just going to say, if you like what you hear, if you like the bands we talk to, Kingdom Collapse, GFM, Varsity, the band If Not For Me, To Begin Anew, Of Virtue, Rain City Drive, used to be known as Slaves, Outlier. Let's see some of the other ones that we've had on here recently. Devil's Envy, Patient 67, Can't Swim, Seasons, Dying Oath, The Warning, Along Came a Spider, Throw the Fight, Small Town Titans, The Plot in You, First and Forever. Luca, the Dead Deads, Phineas, Let's see who else. Blacktop Mojo, our friends in Casket, Spirit Breaker, Sleepwaker. If you like any of these bands, or any of the bands we've interviewed, please subscribe to the podcast. We've got a lot more coming in 2022. Kingdom Collapse is riding an incredible wave into 2022, and so are we, and you're going to be along for the ride with both of us. So please like them all, like everything with Kingdom Collapse on Facebook, follow along with them. Also follow along with everything else at the Chord Progression Podcast. On that note, thank you, Jonathan Norris, for being on the podcast. I want to give a couple of shout outs. First off, again, Jonathan Norris, thank you, bud. Can't wait for 2022 to come around and talk to you all about the new album and see you play live. Also, big shout out to the Kingdom Collapse Army and Mr. Joe Alfano. Thank you guys for doing what you do, helping keep Kingdom Collapse going and continuing to grow at the rate they are. Let's keep doing it in 2022. So on that note, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one of them. The big, healthy, and hearty. See ya!